It is 13 minutes to 4. It's Friday, and that means one thing. It means it is time to connect again with our movie critic, Van Connor, who is most of the time heading all over the country to check out these movie premieres so that he can come on this show and talk about them and tell us what is worth going to see that is out this weekend. Good afternoon, Van Connor. How are you?
I can't complain, Mr. Ball. It's lovely outside, isn't it? It's a shame I have to spend my life in darkened cinemas. I'm kidding, it's not a shame. It's only a shame sometimes. Luckily, none of those times are necessarily this week, so I did get to sit in darkened rooms and enjoy myself twice this week. And I got burgers for the first one as well, because we get to talk about the Bob's Burgers movie.
Yeah.
So, so they actually did serve us burgers at the screening, it's worth noting.
Did they really? Oh, wow.
I mean, nice touch.
They had to, really, didn't they? Let's be fair. If you've got a film called Burgers, you can't, serve popcorn.
Yeah, it's like a few years ago we had Sausage Party and they got us all hot dogs. Just a nice touch, isn't it? Just charming. Yeah. Anyway, so Bob's Burgers, adaptation, well, not even adaptation, just a straight spin-off, like Simpsons movie style, of the, relatively popular series from, I think it was on the Fox network, is now on Disney Plus as well, seems to have garnered quite a fan base on there. It's about the Belcher family. You've got the patriarch Bob, who's voiced by H. John Benjamin, who I think most of us would otherwise alternatively know as the voice of Archer. So I'm rooting for this movie because I want an Archer movie. So I'm rooting for you, Bob's Burgers movie. So you've got the Belcher family led by Bob, and in this case he's struggling to keep up with his ends of the loans that are funding the family burger restaurant. What he's the chef for, and this all coincides with a sinkhole opening in the street right in front of their restaurant, in which a dead body is found, and a murder mystery unfolds in which Bob's kids, who are all like supporting characters in the series, set out to Scooby-Doo style solve this mystery. I got a clip for you from the very beginning. We're sort of setting up the day for them.
What you doing, Gene?
I'm making an instrument out of spoons and a napkin holder and dreams and magic.
Obviously, Tina.
How's the burger, Bob?
It's okay. I put an egg on it.
Why is Dad making a burger at 8 a.m.?
Is he on British time?
He's making it to bring to Mr. Dowling at the bank. We have a meeting this morning and we're going to ask for an extension on our loan payment.
Oh, fun.
And we really, really need to get that extension. All the restaurant equipment is wrapped up in that loan.
So you're giving him a burger?
Well, I mean, we can't give him money, Tina.
Because we don't have any.
Pretty much.
How about you play him some of this?
What, to scare him?
No, to enchant him.
This sounds to me like it's going to have a lot of comedy in it and some stuff that might go over young heads and not over adult heads. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot will go over younger heads, obviously, but that's kind of part and parcel of this kind of, because it is a PG-rated film, but it is sort of for the Family Guy kind of Rick and Morty audience. Sort of a sort of contemporary answer to The Simpsons, really, if you've never seen the series. The series, like the clip you've just heard, is quite idiosyncratic in its comedy. It's almost quite Woody Allen-like at times, but the fact that it's done in this deadpan animated thing style has always been its charm. Annoyingly, this takes that series concept and then adds musical numbers, roughly about half an hour of them, and they don't work because they're trying to do them in the same idiosyncratic style, and quite frankly, it just falls flat. It's just, I noticed during the press show that every time we had a different one of these musical numbers, which again take up half an hour, someone else would just get up and go to the bathroom. Like, we start timing our bathroom breaks for these musical numbers just subconsciously, because they were the least interesting part of this. Otherwise, perfectly fine, perfectly decent, 3-star, I'd imagine, because there's a lot of fans for this. I'd imagine an actual fan would give this maybe 4, maybe even 5. But then again, those musical numbers drag it to a halt. This is nowhere near as effective as comparatively the South Park movie was, because those were really great musical numbers. It didn't matter they weren't in the style of the show. They were just great numbers, and in the end, that was all you cared about. This, I think they've tried to keep the musical numbers in the style of the show, and it doesn't work.
Are they unrecognisable music numbers? Are they written for the movie?
Yeah, they're completely original numbers because they're plot relevant. The South Park comparison works perfectly because, again, it's plot relevant. But they just don't quite work, and they're not really delivering plot so much or exposition so much as they are just acknowledging things that are going on in the plot. But as I say, as a non-fan, I enjoyed it perfectly fine. There were a couple of really great background gags that had me absolutely howling. And I like H. John Benjamin. Christian Shaw will always have me in fits of hysteria. And there's just some great cast in this. Kevin Kline, Zach Galifianakis. But again, it's those musical numbers just drag you to a halt just inbuilt pee breaks, inbuilt.
I'm the same as you, though. Like, I love music. I love movies. Sometimes the music and the movies just don't go together. And I've discovered that as well in some form.
Sometimes it doesn't work. It's like when a genre TV show, like a sci-fi show, just stops dead to just randomly do one of the cast members doing a song. Like I know one of the Stargate shows did that once, and it just takes you out of it. You're like, why am I watching a Buffy cast do a music? There's no connection between Buffy and musicals. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's that again.
I agree. All right. So you'd say it's worth going to see, but if anyone wants to make their own minds up, that's in cinemas from now?
It is in cinemas from now, and as the poster says, you can get your buns in theatres. Bob's Burgers, eh? Clever.
Now, we are going to revisit, of course, Top Gun Maverick from last week because, if I'm honest, we just didn't have enough to say. Sorry, we just didn't have enough time to say what we wanted to say about it last week. So you saw it about a week ago yesterday, and obviously you gave a really high review about it. All I can say is off the back of that, during the week, it came out Wednesday. I must have seen a handful of friends that have posted on social media about going to see Maverick. Not a single post saying it's bad. Everybody has said it's absolutely amazing.
I'm staggered as well. The response to it has been, uniformly, thank God blockbusters are back. And that's a feeling that you have going into this. So, because we've got a clip of it, so we can set it up briefly as a sort of review again for those not already, who haven't succumbed to the bombardment of masterful marketing for this. And it has been masterful. Yeah. Like, hats off to them, because you can't move for Top Gun merchandise. So this sees Tom Cruise return to the role, nearly 4 decades later, to basically instruct a new generation of Top Gun Academy graduates, the elite, the naval aviator elites, the top 1%. The graduating class of that get recruited back into a mission instructed by Tom Cruise to basically go and destroy a uranium facility that's in a treacherous mountain pass surrounded by rocket launchers. And he's the only person alive insane enough to put anyone through this mission. I've got a clip for you that I think will set the tone rather nicely.
This mission is going to take you and your aircraft to the breaking point. Your skull crushing your spine. Your lungs imploding. Fighting just to keep from blacking out.
Here we go. No turning back now.
See, because I still haven't seen it. I have plans to go and see it, by the way, on Tuesday. It's actually happening. But because I haven't seen it, I'm getting drip-fed this amazing movie bit by bit by bit. And it's just getting me to a state of frenzy that I cannot wait to get in the cinema.
I'm so sorry, because you've got to be in the worst profession in the world for avoiding spoilers. Yeah. So I feel for you well and truly, mate. I do. It is just, I genuinely think it's just an incredible 5-star blockbuster experience. And it is an experience, because even if you took away the next level flight sequences that they filmed for this, and I've quarter-hour-long videos and everywhere, it seems, about how they filmed this. But even if you took that out of it, it would still be a really good movie. Like, you could do this with CGI flight sequences and green screen, and you'd still enjoy it. It'd still be a really good movie, and it would still be, like a $200 million summer tentpole movie about why Tom Cruise, the movie star, is something considerably better than superheroes. Yeah. Which literally is the central thesis of this movie. Hey, you can have all these young, sexy Chris's who you're going to forget about 5 minutes later. You can have 50 of those in a room, but you know what? They're not as good as one old school Tom Cruise movie star. And it works. And then you get the really great, incredible next level flight sequences on top of that. And that just adds it to this just ride. It's great. It's unbelievable 5-star fun.
I did see a documentary about the making of this. See, this is how much I've teased myself. I've seen the documentary on how it was made, but still haven't seen it yet. Tom Cruise had to actually develop a training program for all the actors that they had to go through, because while they're in the cockpit, they had to be lighting experts, cameramen, and actors while going through however many G's they're pulling in some of these stunts that they have to pull. Incredible.
It is, and you would not know that watching the movie. I found this out, obviously, after having seen it, and I couldn't tell that at all. It looked so completely well realized, so completely perfectly brought to life. They had managed to pull this off, and it's a hell of a thing. Like the flight sequences, like I say, I don't throw that term around lightly. This is next level stuff. There's gonna be a lot of attempts to try and top this now, and I can't wait to see what we come up with as a result. Because if this is what everyone's gonna be, this is like when you saw Avatar do 3D. That's their version of flight sequences. This is incredible. But I say at the center of it all, you've got Cruise the movie star, you've got a lot of heart, and you've got just a compelling, pacey plot.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see it on Tuesday. And of course, that's out now as well in the cinema for whenever you want to go and see it. Thank you, Van. We will be back with you next week with next week's releases. Have a lovely week.
Till the next time, good sir.